Welcome back to another episode of Life's Kitchen. I am your holistic health coach here, giving you the ingredients to make your best life. It is Monday, folks, and do you know what time it is? It's time to bust out another myth. And today, one of my personal favorite trigger words, natural. Something is natural, it has to be better for us, right? Well, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at natural substances and just seeing exactly if they are good or not good for us. So if you're ready to get another epic video underway, then man, I'm ready to get natty or not. Let's go. Okay, so first off, this video comes from my health coaching program, and it's like a 20-minute video where I had to watch this health coach kind of dissect her client's fridge and pantry, and then make recommendations on the food choices that she saw. Now, I'm not going to play the whole 20-minute video for you. That would be crazy. But I am going to play just a few minutes or so, and that'll be enough to show you just how much BS someone can spew out when they have no idea of the scientific literature that is out there. So, let's begin.
Get started.
This is where we begin the video.
Hi, Lula.
Hi, Cora.
Are you ready?
I think I am.
Great. So I pulled out a few foods from your pantry, and we're going to start with these over here.
Sounds good.
So it looks like you love cereal for breakfast.
Do.
Yes, I'm a cereal fan as well. However, let's take a look at the label here.
Okay.
Do you see how many grams of sugar there are?
Wow, I never even noticed that.
Yes, so there's 12 grams. I know, sometimes it can be so shocking.
That does not sound good.
However, you can keep eating cereal for breakfast. I recommend brown rice Krispies, which are awesome. They're whole grains, and they have much lower sugar.
Okay, whoa. Let's go back to that nutrition label. Can we go back to that nutrition label? Can we pull that up on the screen? Okay, so I do see 12 grams of sugar here, but look at all the fiber content. 8 grams of fiber? Why doesn't this health coach mention that? And there are even some healthy fats in there too. Can we check the protein count? 9 grams of protein in the serving size, okay? All right, so regardless of whatever this brown rice Krispies is, I would say that this is a pretty balanced breakfast, regardless of the sugar content. I think that this is a pretty good option. But let's check out this recommendation. Googling brown rice Krispies now. All right, so I managed to find it, and here on the screen, it's going to show the nutrition label. So let's check that out. All right, so what I see from a glance is that this brown rice Krispies does have way less sugar, but it also has way less protein and fiber too. This probably means it's just not as filling. Also, just for fun, let's do a side-by-side comparison. So brown rice Krispies and this whatever the client had breakfast. I think it was like Go Lean Crunch or something. Anyway, so you might think that Rice Krispies is healthier as the calories are lower. But look at the serving size. All things being equal, if we were to do some math here real quick, make this 32 grams, 53 grams, the calories would be, just a second. It'd be 192 compared to the 200. 192 to 200. An 8 calorie difference. And this is why I say all calories are not created equal. Did you get that? No, all calories actually are created equal. It's the sources of those calories that are not created equal. I'm making sure I'm testing you. That was my last video. Okay, so the sources of these calories are not equal, although they are almost equally calorically dense. So we have 200 and 192. However, look at the side-by-side comparison when you look at the nutritional information. I mean, considering the macronutrient content you're getting with the original brand compared to the alternative suggests that it's a no-brainer. I mean, with the second one, there's hardly any protein, fiber, or healthy fat. It's just a little less sugar. Big deal. Why do people vilify sugar? It's not the enemy. And I will make a video about that eventually. Okay. Now that that's done, again, this is why it's always important to do your research, folks. Let's move on to the next suggestion.
That sounds great. You know, breakfast is the hardest meal for me, and that sounds like a super easy, delicious option.
Great, great, good. I'm glad you're willing to give it a try. And I also recommend experimenting with a variety of breakfast foods, and as part of our coaching together or on your own.
That sounds exciting.
Some options might be fruit with almond butter.
Did she just say fruit with almond butter? Does anyone else find that weird? Okay, anyway, moving on.
Something you could try, egg omelet, just to see what foods give you the most energy, because it's all about bio-individuality. So what works for you for breakfast may not work for me. So it's time to experiment and explore.
That sounds great. I'll definitely try some of those options this week and, you know, see what gives me the most energy.
Oh, great. And keep me posted.
I will.
I'd like to hear what works for you.
Definitely.
Awesome. So let's move on to the next food that I see. Splenda. So what motivated you to purchase Splenda?
Well, this particular brand was on sale, and I heard that because, you know, it's 0 calories, it will, you know, help me control.
Woo! That's my girl right there. 0 calories, 0 problems. That's my opinion. At least she's got one thing right. Let's see what the health coach says, though.
Or maintain my weight. So I really didn't think about it that much. It was just kind of what I heard from other people.
Yes, I've heard this too. I hear it all the time as well, and I used to use this. However, there are no formal studies that show that this kind of sugar substitute actually promotes weight release.
I can't even right now. Why are there so many haters of artificial sweeteners who have no idea what they're talking about? Has she even looked into the literature? There have been countless studies showing artificial sweeteners do in fact promote weight loss. I feel like a broken record here, you know? But in case you're new to the channel, here you go. The first one is a meta-analysis, which essentially just means like a comprehensive look at all the data that's out there and compiled into like one source. And I'll read from the results. Results show an effect in favor of LCS, or low-calorie sweeteners, versus sugar for body weight. And then it goes on to mention some statistics, but anyways, low-calorie sweeteners are better than sugar. Next one was a randomized controls trial that says there was no significant difference in the glucose or insulin responses. There was a significant main effect on body weight change, as the stevia group maintained their weight as opposed to the control group. Oh, what do you know? Not only does artificial sweeteners help maintain weight and lose it, but it also has no side effects of glucose or insulin. Funny how that works, huh, Dr. Che? Dr. Wei Chen of the Peking Union Medical University Hospital. You want more? I know you do. Here's another one. The third study is another meta-analysis that concluded that overall the balance of evidence indicates that the use of LES, or low energy sweeteners, in place of sugar in children and adults leads to reduced EI, energy intake, or aka calories, and body weight, and possibly also when compared with water. Well, we already know how that works. If you watched my first video about water versus diet soda, it's actually found that diet soda helps you lose more weight than water. Of course, I'm not saying that diet soda is better than water. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that in this particular study, it could be shown that diet soda helps you lose weight more than water does. And if that wasn't enough, here's one more for you. And it's another meta-analysis, which again takes data from the field. So randomized controlled trials, which is like the gold standard in scientific data essentially, which provide the highest quality of evidence for examining the potentially causal effects of LCS or low calorie sweetener intake, indicate that substituting LCS options for their regular caloric versions result in a modest weight loss and may be used as a dietary tool to improve compliance with weight loss or weight maintenance plans. Those are 4 studies. The stuff is all listed here for you to go check them out yourself if you want to. But why do people hate on artificial sweeteners so much? Is it because it's not natural? I bet you that this lady is going to say some stupid argument like that. Let's find out.
So, and it also has a lot of chemicals that I can't even pronounce and don't understand.
Oh no.
So we try to steer clear of that. So if you see any ingredients that you can't pronounce or don't understand, it's a flag. Try to pick a different food.
Okay.
I love the saying that if it doesn't make sense here, it won't make sense here. So just keep that in mind.
That makes sense.
However...
Whoa. Okay, so we have to stop the video again just to take in all that 20 seconds of BS that just got spewed. And it's making my head hurt, to be honest, because it doesn't make sense up here, and it definitely doesn't make sense here. So, is this the best advice that she has? I mean, chemicals you can't pronounce, you shouldn't have? This is my problem with naturalism. The people who are naturalists probably have never taken an actual chemistry class in their life. Otherwise, you'd understand that everything is a chemical. I mean, literally, everything is a chemical. Ever hear of the periodic table of elements? So why are we obsessing about these artificial sweetener chemicals? You know, when we realize this and stop obsessing over the fact that everything is just a bunch of chemicals mixed together, right? Instead, we should be focusing on whether or not that chemical is good for us or bad for us. And what are the positives or the downsides of each chemical? Some might be good and bad. Caffeine is a great example. Some people, it provides a great heart benefit and heart health. Other people, it's bad for them and they can't handle caffeine, right? It's that argument is so dumb that, here, just let me go get something. Okay, so using that argument that if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't have it because of the chemicals. Well, let's see here. I have some Dayquil, I have some Mucinex, and there are some chemicals here that I have no idea how to pronounce. Let's see here. The ingredients are carbormer, homopolymer, aluminum lake, hypromellose, magnesium cetarate. Let's see, Dayquil. Ingredients: acetaminophen, dextromethorphan. And you're telling me that I shouldn't take these because I can't pronounce them. Regardless of if I'm sick, I should not take these because, if you can't pronounce it, it's bad for you. Okay. Maybe that doesn't apply for medicine. Maybe it's only for food products. So that means red velvet cake. Let's check. Enriched flour bleached, lysine, iron, thiamine, monoterate, riboflavin, folic acid, monocalcium phosphate. Anyway, essentially that means I would never be able to have red velvet cake or make my red velvet waffles again. I would never be able to have anything, almost, I feel, if I lived by this word of, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't have it. You know, the hate I see for artificial sweeteners, it's like a religious cult kind of hate. It's like a religion to hate on them. It's like it's a sin that something can taste good, that you can enjoy, that has 0 calories. Like, that shouldn't be possible, but it is. Just like other things shouldn't be possible. For example, English muffins. How are they crispy and soft at the same time? I don't know. How are moyu noodles possible? Those things are amazing. How are air fryers possible? That's probably the best invention of the 21st century. How is pan cooking spray possible? You know, how's liquid egg white possible? I don't know how these things work, but they do. And they lead to getting ripped. You know, there are just some things in this world that don't make sense. But I thank God for them every single day. Artificial sweeteners being one of them. That reminds me. Nothing like a good old can of Pepsi Max, baby. Wouldn't be the same without artificial sweeteners, that's for sure. Let's get back to what kind of natural options she's going to give for advice.
I'm all for a little sweetener now and then, so I'd love to give you some other options.
That sounds great.
Raw honey, a little bit of raw honey is great. Maple syrup, organic maple syrup would be good. Agave nectar. These are all natural sugars, so you'll get that sweet part of it without it being unhealthy.
Oh, and there it is. Natural sugars. Again, why? And I love how she had to clarify that it's organic maple syrup, as if that's something special about it. That's another video I'll do eventually. Anyway, let's just use this topic of maple syrup for an example. This woman has absolutely no idea how calorically dense maple syrup actually is. And it's from this sugar. Didn't she just talk about avoiding sugar in her last option? Like the cereal had 12 grams of sugar and it was awful. And now she's recommending syrups that are just plain sugar, like maple syrup. And 1 tablespoon of maple syrup is 52 calories and 14 grams of sugar. So how in the world does this recommendation make sense to anyone? What? I mean, and how many of us are just using 1 tablespoon with our pancakes in the morning, or French toast, or whatever you put maple syrup on? How many of us are just using 1 tablespoon? No one. No one. And let me point that out to you. I'm gonna go make some pancakes right now. I whipped up some pancakes. 4 pancakes, normal stack of pancakes. These are my tofu pancakes. Here's my sugar-free syrup. Now, imagine that this is actual maple syrup, okay? I don't actually have maple syrup because I'm all about the artificial sweeteners, baby, you know me. But let's pretend that this is actual syrup. And let's give you 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon? Is that all we're having? That's 50 calories. For me? Nah, that's not all I'm having. Let's do another. That's 100 calories now. How many of you are actually weighing out how much maple syrup that you're taking if you use maple syrup? My guess is that you're not weighing it out. And that's an extra, who knows how many calories. But I know that personally I use about 100 grams of sugar-free syrup with my French toast or with my pancakes, and that would be another 250 calories in the morning. Compared to the actual sugar-free stuff that I use, which is 40 calories for the same amount. So I'm saving over 200 calories by switching to a sugar-free option. This is why it's important to know your actual data, to actually look into the literature. Because when you can save 200 calories on a meal, that is, I mean, you're going to lose weight. Just by making these simple switches alone, you can lose weight. It's so easy. You don't have to be natural. I can't. Okay.
Wow, you know, I grew up with 100% maple syrup. We used to tap the trees and like boil it down ourselves, but I never knew that was an option in terms of weight loss. It just seemed like, you know, there was so much calories and sugar involved.
It isn't an option in terms of weight loss. There are so many calories, there is so much sugar involved. This lady has no idea what she's actually talking about, so please, for the love of God, just stick to your own original plan.
Involved.
I hear that. So you knew best when you were growing up.
I guess so.
As natural as we can go is key. How about we go to...
And that's about as much as I can handle from this lady, because natural is not the key. Okay, and she goes on for another like 17 minutes about this, but if I was to stand here and correct every single one of her food choice recommendations, then you wouldn't want to watch this video any longer. And it would be way longer than I intended it to be. So listen, I'm not saying that you have to drink artificial sweeteners, nor that you should drink artificial sweeteners. You can do what is best for your body. Everyone is different, and that's probably the only thing I actually agree with in this video. This idea about bio-individuality. Do what works best for your own body. But when someone comes to you with a piece of advice, ask them if they've looked into the literature. Many people fight facts with feelings, or they fear doing so because they've heard that it's unhealthy. For example, I used to not drink diet soda because I thought it was going to give me brain cancer. But I've since looked into the literature and know that there are no negative side effects in humans under normal control conditions, under normal human conditions that I have to worry about. Anyway, guys, this is Mike, your holistic health coach here, just trying to give you more of the scientific literature when it comes to this kind of stuff so that you can make the best informed decision moving forward. And whether or not you want to drink artificial sweeteners and join me and other people who do so, or if you don't want to do it, then that's okay. But until there are studies that come out that say artificial sweeteners are bad in normal human control conditions, then, well, I'm going to keep living by my motto, 0 calories, 0 problems. Because at the end of the day, we don't live a diet, we live a lifestyle. So if having artificial sweeteners in your lifestyle helps you adhere more to a diet and makes it less restrictive, then take that approach. If you feel like it's not going to help you in your lifestyle and it makes you worry, then don't take the approach. It's up to you. You are a bio individual yourself, and just make the best option for yourself. If you like this content, please comment, share, and follow this channel, because every other Monday or so, I want to be doing a Mythbuster Monday like this in order to educate you on what's going on in the scientific literature out there, and to just kind of dispel any of these like myths, like natural or not. And anyway, take care, guys. Until the next video, I will see you in the kitchen.